I am Julie.
And I am John.
If you want to improve your English, this podcast is perfect for you.
The first word today is hindsight. Then we will continue with discretion, means, question, brink, convenience, time, run, event, and circumstances.
So let's get started and make English learning easy. Before moving on, I'd like to say today's word list consists of the words our followers wanted us to teach.
Great. We are looking forward to the words from our followers.
Okay, let's start with the first word. The first word is hindsight. Hindsight means realizing something after it has already happened. It's when you look back and think, oh, I should have done that differently. In simple words, it's understanding what you could have done better after something is over.
Great explanation, Julie. Just to make it clear, hindsight is a noun, not an adjective. It's a word we use to talk about the understanding we get when we look at something that already happened. You can't say hindsight like an adjective. Instead, we use it in phrases like in hindsight or with hindsight to show we're thinking about the past.
Exactly. Here's an example. In hindsight, I should have brought an umbrella. I didn't know it would rain. This means the person only realized they made a mistake after they got wet.
Right. Here's another example. She thought quitting her job was a bad idea, but in hindsight, it was the best decision she ever made. This means she understood later that quitting was actually a good choice.
That's how hindsight works. It helps us learn from our past decisions. There's also a saying, hindsight is 2020. It means it's easy to see what the right choice was after something happens.
Perfect. Let's see how hindsight works in a real conversation.
I wish I had studied more for the test. I didn't do well.
Well, in hindsight, you probably should have started studying earlier.
Yeah, I see that now. Next time, I'll plan better.
Here's a short example with Emma and David. That's how hindsight works. Emma realized after the test that she could have done better if she studied more.
Right, John. Now let's hear a short dialogue using this word hindsight.
I bought a really expensive jacket, but now I think it wasn't worth the money.
In hindsight, you probably should have waited for a sale.
You're right. I'll think more carefully next time.
See how hindsight helps us learn from the past? It makes us better at making choices next time.
So remember, when you realize something after it happens, you can use hindsight to explain it.
Keep practicing, and soon hindsight will be easy to use in your everyday conversations.
Now, let's dive into our second word, discretion.
Discretion.
Discretion means the ability to make your own decisions in a smart and careful way. When you use discretion, it means you think about a situation and choose what's best.
That's a great explanation, Julie. Just to be clear, discretion is a noun, not an adjective. It describes the ability to decide something on your own, especially when there are no strict rules. People use discretion when they need to make choices based on their own judgment, experience, or common sense.
Exactly. It's often used when someone has the freedom to decide but needs to be responsible about it. For example, a teacher might say, you can choose your own topic for the project at your discretion. This means students can decide what they want to write about based on what they think is best.
That's right. Another example. The security guard used his discretion and allowed the family to enter without tickets. This means he made a choice based on what he thought was fair instead of strictly following the rules.
Now, let's see how this word is used in a real conversation. Here's a short example with Emma and David.
Should I wear formal clothes to the event?
It's up to your discretion. Some people dress formally, but it's not required.
I see. I think I'll dress nicely just in case.
See? Discretion means Emma can decide for herself. No one is forcing her. She has the freedom to choose.
That's right, John. Now, let's hear another short dialogue using discretion.
The waiter said I can leave a tip at my discretion.
That means you decide how much to give, right?
Exactly. It's my choice.
That's a great example. Discretion gives people the power to make their own choices based on what they think is best.
So remember, when you hear discretion, it means you are free to decide, but you should think carefully before making a choice.
Keep practicing, and soon discretion will be easy to use in your everyday conversations.
Now, let's dive into our next word. By all means.
By all means.
By all means is a phrase we use to say, of course, or go ahead. It's a polite way to give permission or agree to something.
That's a great way to explain it, Julie. Just to be clear, by all means is not a noun or an adjective, it's a phrase. We use it when we want to tell someone that they can definitely do something.
Exactly. Here's an example. Can I borrow your book? And the answer could be, by all means. That means, yes, of course. You can borrow it.
That's right. Here's another example. May I sit here? And someone might reply, by all means. That means they are happy to let you sit there.
We also use by all means to strongly encourage someone. For example, if you want to learn a new language, by all means, go for it. This means I fully support you and think it's a great idea.
That's a great point, Julie. Now, let's see how this phrase is used in a real conversation. Here's a short example with Emma and David.
Can I use your phone for a minute?
By all means, go ahead.
Thanks. I just need to make a quick call.
See? By all means is a friendly and polite way to say, yes, of course.
That's right, John. Now, let's hear another short dialogue using by all means.
Should I call the restaurant to book a table?
By all means. That would be really helpful.
All right, I'll do it now.
That's a great example. By all means is a way to encourage someone or let them know they are welcome to do something.
We can also use it in everyday situations like this.
Can I take another cookie?
By all means, help yourself.
This means David is happily allowing Emma to take another cookie.
That's a perfect way to use it. By all means is a simple and polite way to agree, give permission, or encourage someone.
So remember, when you want to say, go ahead, or yes, of course, you can use by all means.
Keep practicing, and soon, by all means, will feel natural in your everyday conversations.
Now, let's dive into our next word. Out of the question.
Out of the question.
This is a very useful English expression we use when we want to say something is absolutely impossible or unacceptable. It's stronger than just saying no. It means there's no possibility at all, and we're not even going to discuss it further.
That's exactly right, Julie. The phrase suggests that the idea is so unreasonable or inappropriate that it shouldn't even be considered as an option. It comes from the idea that the matter isn't even worth questioning or debating.
We often use this in professional settings or serious situations where we need to be very clear and firm. For example, A manager might tell an employee, using company funds for personal expenses is out of the question.
Great example. It's also commonly used in personal relationships. Parents might tell their children, staying out past midnight on a school night is out of the question.
Exactly. The key thing to remember is that this phrase carries a sense of finality. When you say something is out of the question, you're making it clear that this isn't open for negotiation or discussion.
Now let's see how this phrase works in real conversations. Here's our first dialogue with Emma and David.
Can I bring my dog to the office tomorrow?
I'm afraid that's out of the question. Company policy doesn't allow pets, and several staff members have allergies.
Oh, I didn't realize. I'll make other arrangements.
Notice how David didn't just say no. He explained why it was completely impossible.
Right. Here's another example showing how we might use it in a more personal situation.
Could we push the meeting to 10 p.m.?
That's completely out of the question. Everyone needs their rest, and we wouldn't be productive at that hour.
You're right. That was a bad idea.
The phrase works well in both formal and informal situations whenever you need to give a very firm refusal.
Just remember, when something is out of the question, it means it's completely impossible. It violates rules or common sense. There's no point in arguing about it.
This is a great phrase to have in your English toolkit when you need to be very clear and firm about boundaries.
Practice using it this week in appropriate situations, and you'll sound more natural and confident in English.
Great job. Let's move on to our next phrase when you're ready. Now let's dive into our next word, on the brink of.
On the brink of.
On the brink of is a phrase that means being very close to something happening, almost at the point where something important or big is about to take place. It's like standing right at the edge of something. For example, the team is on the brink of winning the championship. This means that the team is very close to winning, and it could happen any moment now.
That's a great point, Julie. On the brink of is used when you're at the moment before something happens. It shows that you're very close to a big event or change, whether it's something exciting or something challenging.
Exactly. It doesn't have to always be a good thing either. You could say, the city is on the brink of a crisis, meaning that a big, possibly difficult change is about to happen. It's about being right on the edge of something significant.
Right. It's a powerful way to say something is about to happen, and it's often used to describe moments of great change, either in a positive or negative way.
Let's look at a few examples. For example, she's on the brink of finishing her big project. This means she's very close to being done, and she can finish it soon. Or, he's on the brink of making a life-changing decision. This shows that the decision is almost ready to be made, and it will affect his future greatly.
And sometimes it can be used for things that aren't going well. For example, the company is on the brink of going bankrupt. That means the company is very close to failing.
Right. On the brink of shows how close something is to happening. It emphasizes the idea that something is just about to happen, and it's a key moment where change is coming.
Now let's see how this word is used in a real conversation. Here's a short example with Emma and David.
I'm so nervous about my test tomorrow. I'm on the brink of failing.
Don't worry, Emma. You've studied so much. You're on the brink of doing really well. You've got this.
I hope you're right. I'll try my best.
See? Emma is feeling like she's very close to failing, but David is encouraging her, saying she's on the brink of doing well instead. He's helping her look at the situation in a positive light.
Exactly. On the brink of shows how close something is, whether it's good or bad. And often it highlights a turning point or moment of change.
Now, let's hear another short dialogue using on the brink of.
The weather is so hot today. It feels like we're on the brink of a heat wave.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really hot for the next few days.
I'm going to stay inside and keep cool.
Another great example. Here, Emma and David are talking about being close to a heat wave, meaning the hot weather is almost here, and they're anticipating it.
So, remember, when you hear on the brink of, it means something is very close to happening, and it could bring about a big change.
Keep practicing, and soon you'll be using on the brink of in your conversations.
Now, let's dive into our next word, at your earliest convenience. At your earliest convenience is a polite way of asking someone to do something as soon as they are able to, but without rushing them. It means whenever it's most convenient for you, but still suggests a sense of urgency without being pushy. For example, please send me the report at your earliest convenience. This means you would like the report as soon as the person has the time to send it.
That's right, Julie. It's a polite, formal way to request something. It's often used in professional or business settings where you want something done quickly, but you're giving the person some flexibility in when they do it.
Exactly. It's a way of showing respect for the other person's time while still asking for something. For example, could you call me back at your earliest convenience? This is a way of asking for a return call without demanding it right away.
Right. It's less direct than saying, call me back now. And it's a way of being polite while still getting your message across. It's also great for when you want to show consideration for someone's busy schedule.
Let's look at a few more examples. For example, please send the completed form at your earliest convenience. This means you want the form soon, but you're allowing the person to do it when it works best for them. Or, please get back to me at your earliest convenience to confirm the meeting time.
And it's also used when something isn't urgent, but you still need it done soon. For example, could you review this document at your earliest convenience? It means, please take a look at it when you can, but I'd appreciate it soon.
Exactly. It's a way of being polite while still making a request. It shows that you're asking for something without pushing the other person too much.
Now let's see how this phrase is used in a real conversation. Here's a short example with Emma and David.
Can you send me that email again? I think I deleted it by mistake.
Sure. I'll resend it to you at my earliest convenience.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
See? David is politely saying he'll send the email as soon as he has the chance, but he's not rushing.
Exactly. At your earliest convenience gives the person time to respond, but still conveys the need for a timely action.
Now let's hear another short dialogue using at your earliest convenience.
I need you to sign this form for me.
Of course. I'll sign it and return it to you at my earliest convenience.
Thanks. That will be really helpful.
Another great example. David is telling Emma that he will sign the form when he gets the chance, but he's still acknowledging the request politely.
So remember, when you hear at your earliest convenience, it means you're asking someone to do something soon, but you're being polite and considerate of their time.
Keep practicing, and soon you'll be using at your earliest convenience in your conversations.
Now, let's dive into our next word. For the time being.
For the time being,
For the time being means for now or for a short period of time. It refers to something that's happening or being done temporarily. For example, we'll stay in this hotel for the time being means they'll stay there for now, but it's not a permanent decision.
that's right, Julie. For the time being is a way to say that something is temporary. It's often used when you don't know how long something will last, but you're doing it for a short period.
Exactly. It's about making a choice or living with something for now, even though it might change in the future. For example, for the time being, I am using my old phone because my new one isn't here yet. This means that for now, the old phone is good enough until the new one arrives.
Right, it's a temporary situation. Another example could be, we're working from home for the time being, which means it's something happening now but may change later.
Yes. For the time being gives the idea that things might be different in the future. But right now, you're making do with what you have. It's not permanent.
Let's see how this phrase works in a conversation. Here's a short example with Emma and David.
I can't find my keys. What should I do?
Don't worry, Emma. You can borrow my spare keys for the time being until you find yours.
Thanks, David. I really appreciate it.
See? David is offering Emma a temporary solution to her problem. He's giving her the keys for now, but it's not a permanent fix.
Exactly. For the time being shows that something is temporary and will change when the right solution comes along.
Now, let's hear another short dialogue using for the time being.
I can't make it to the gym today. I'll just work out at home for the time being.
That works. It's better than skipping the workout completely.
Yeah, it's not the same, but it'll do for now.
Another great example. Emma is saying she'll work out at home temporarily instead of going to the gym for now.
So, remember, when you hear for the time being, it means something is happening temporarily, and it may change later.
Keep practicing, and soon you'll be using for the time being in your conversations.
Now, let's dive into our next word. In the long run.
In the long run.
In the long run refers to the future, and it's used to talk about what will happen over a longer period of time, after things have had time to develop or change. It's about the overall outcome in the future, even though the immediate results may not be clear.
That's right, Julie. In the long run is all about looking at the bigger picture. It's about considering the future and how things will turn out after some time has passed.
For example, eating healthy may be hard now, but in the long run, it will make you feel better. This means that while it might be difficult at first, over time, the benefits will be clear. Exactly. It's often used when talking about decisions or actions that might take time to show results. For example, saving money may seem slow, but in the long run, you'll have enough for a big purchase. This means that even though saving is slow now, the results will be worth it over time.
Yes, it shows that patience and time can lead to positive results, even if things aren't changing right away. Another example might be, in the long run, this new job will be better for your career, meaning that while it might not seem perfect now, it will pay off in the future.
Great point, John. It's also used to consider the overall effects of something. For example, in the long run, working on your skills every day will make you a better expert in your field.
Right. In the long run focuses on what will happen over time, after things have had time to grow or improve. It's a way to remind people that sometimes short-term struggles lead to long-term rewards.
Let's look at how this phrase is used in a conversation. Here's a short example with Emma and David.
I've been working so hard, but I don't see immediate results. Should I give up?
Don't give up, Emma. In the long run, your hard work will pay off. Keep going.
I'll try to keep that in mind. Thanks, David.
See? David is reminding Emma that even though she may not see the results right away, in the long run, her efforts will lead to success.
Exactly. In the long run helps to keep the focus on the future, showing that time and patience will lead to good outcomes.
Now let's hear another short dialogue using in the long run.
I've been exercising a lot lately, but I'm not seeing big changes yet.
It takes time, but in the long run, you'll definitely see results. Keep at it.
You're right. I'll keep pushing forward.
Another great example, Emma and David are talking about how the benefits of exercising will show in the long run, even if the results aren't obvious yet.
So remember, when you hear in the long run, it means thinking about the future and how things will turn out after some time has passed.
Keep practicing, and soon you'll be using in the long run in your conversations.
Now, let's dive into our next word. In the event of.
In the event of.
In the event of is a phrase used to talk about something that might happen, especially when it's unexpected or important. It's often used in formal situations to explain what will be done if something specific occurs. For example, in the event of a fire, please use the emergency exits. This means if a fire happens, there is a plan for what to do next.
That's a great explanation. In the event of is used to prepare for something that could happen. It's like saying, if this happens, here's what to do. It's often used in instructions, rules, or safety situations.
Exactly. It's about what should happen if something specific occurs. For example, in the event of bad weather, the match will be rescheduled. This means that if bad weather happens, the match will not take place and will be planned for another time.
Right? It's a way to explain what to expect or what actions to take if something unexpected happens. Another example could be, in the event of an emergency, please call 911. This is a clear instruction about what to do if an emergency occurs.
Yes. In the event, yes. In the event of helps to set up clear expectations about what actions should be taken when something important or unusual happens.
Let's see how this phrase works in a conversation. Here's a short example with Emma and David.
What should we do if the power goes out during the meeting?
In the event of a power outage, we'll continue the meeting using our phones as hotspots until the power returns.
Sounds good. I feel prepared now.
See? David is explaining what to do if the power goes out, using in the event of to show the plan in case something unexpected happens.
Exactly. In the event of is a useful way to describe what actions should be taken in certain situations.
Now let's hear another short dialogue using in the event of.
I heard there's a chance of a snowstorm tomorrow. What happens if it gets really bad?
In the event of a snowstorm, we might have to stay home and reschedule our plans.
That's a good plan. I'll keep an eye on the weather.
Another great example. Here, Emma and David are talking about what to do if a snowstorm happens. They are planning for a possible event just in case.
So, remember, when you hear in the event of, It means planning for something that might happen and explaining what actions to take if it does.
Keep practicing, and soon you'll be using in the event of in your conversations. And that's a wrap for today's episode. We've covered practical tips to help you sound more natural in everyday conversations, whether at work, with friends, or in casual chats.
Exactly, John. These tips are really useful for expressing yourself clearly, especially in situations that might change or when you're looking ahead to the future.
The best part? These phrases become second nature with practice. Don't stress about perfection right away. Just keep trying.
Definitely. The more you practice, the easier it gets. So, we hope you feel more confident using these in your daily conversations.
Thanks for tuning in today. We hope you found this helpful.
Stay tuned for more tips and fun ideas in our next episode.
Until next time, take care and bye bye.